Alright, so I am getting ready to go outside and we're gonna go plant some onions and our garlic. I just want to show you guys I purchased these garlic. You get 4 cloves like you would in the store. I'm just gonna open them. I'll probably reuse this bag for something. And then you're just gonna pop each clove off. And each one of them has like a little piece of the root on it, so it'll reroot itself. And just because it won't focus, it never does. There. So I'm gonna go ahead and just pull apart all these garlic. Just gonna pop them all off, and then these will be planted in the ground, and when they are ready, they will look like this. It will basically grow itself back into one of these. So I will let you know how many little pieces of the garlic cloves we end up with, to have a rough estimate of how many garlic we'll end up with in the end if they all grow. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this up, and I'll be back to let you know how many there are. So I have 44 individual little pieces of garlic that I'm going to plant in the garden. Now some of them, I don't even know where they are. Some of them are really moldy and nasty, so I'm not even going to bother planting those. I just I want to throw them in my compost bin. And these were I had a couple garlic. There was 2, well, 1.5 in my little container over here, so I just went ahead and used that. Looks like the same garlic anyways. Not gonna really concern myself too much over it. And then this is basically like the piece that all the little garlic came off of. I am, for fun, gonna plant that. This will root itself. Hopefully it'll grow garlic. I've got 3 of those. I'm just gonna plant off on their own. This one's got roots. I'm just gonna plant those. Maybe you put those in pots. Keep an eye on those and see how those grow. Just kind of like in a little experiment. And then I've got, like I said, 44. Hopefully these will all grow, and I'll have 44 big things of garlic that'll be able to dehydrate, and I'll keep some fresh. And who knows? Maybe I'll plant more garlic throughout I'll see how much space it takes up, and I might end up planting some more. I'm not sure. We love garlic, so it wouldn't be a waste. Alright, so I'm going to go count up my onions and see how many onions. Make sure none of those are moldy, and get those all ready. And then once they're all bagged up and ready to go, we're going to go down and start planting. Now I'm going to count up the red onions and see how many I have in here. I just want to have a rough idea of how many onions I'm going to have in total. And I'm keeping it on camera because it's I'm keeping it on, recorded. I'm recording it not only for a YouTube video, but also for my own reference. So I will let you know how many red onions we will possibly have. So I counted 65 little red onion bulbs. So we will see how many of these come up and how many we end up with at the end of the season. So 65 red onions. Next, I am going to count up the Spanish onions. See, with the red onions, there was 2 of them that were moldy that I had to throw away. Hopefully there's not too many in here that are moldy. So I ended up with 62 Spanish onions. I had to throw 3 of them out. One of them was just really, really, really tiny, and there wasn't anything to it. The other 2 were moldy. So 62 Spanish onions. I'm gonna check and see. I'm gonna count how many multiplier onions that I have. It produces early green onions, so I'm really, really excited. We can get them, excuse me, for cheap, but these are grown in Canada, so can't get any better than that. So I will let you know how many green onions that I will possibly end up with. Okay, I have 8 for the multiplier onions, but I'm not sure, like, they feel kind of like the garlic. They feel like some of them might be bumpy, I don't know. Like this one here, for instance, was like this. I just kind of broke it off, and I'm hoping that'll grow. I don't know if I'm supposed to do that with all of them, or if I'm supposed to just plant the whole bulb. And you got this one here that just feels like one onion, but then if you look, it's only tiny little, so I'm not sure. If you guys know, let me know if I'm supposed to separate these onions. It doesn't say on the packaging. It just says plant it in early spring as soon as the soil can be worked. Plant the bulbs 1 inch deep with the root end down. Space the bulbs 4 inches apart. Allow 10 to 12 inches between rows. Keeping soil moist during the growing season. Multiplier onions will provide earliest green produce from the garden. The first pulling of the green onions should be taken. See, they don't say to separate them. Whereas here on the back of the garlic, it shows you here to separate the cloves. So I'm just going to leave them as is and grow them like that. But there's 2, 4, 6, 8. There's 8 multiplier onions. Oh, last but not least, we have the white onions. Sorry about the coffee maker in the background. Oh, there's supposed to be 100 bulbs, so I'm going to count them up and make sure that there is 100 in here. For the white onions, it said that there was 100. I counted 110, but 3 of them I had to throw because they were really, really moldy and just nothing to the onion. So to me, there's no sense growing that. This one here could be thrown out. So let's just say I throw this one out. I have 106 white onions. Hopefully that will grow into nice, big, beautiful onions. And then I'll have lots of things to dehydrate. So this is, I'm going to set them up here. I was just jotting down what I have there. So got some red onions. I got some garlic over there. I have some Spanish onions, multiplier onions, and white onions. So I'm going to get ready and go down to the garden and start planting all these onions. Alright, so the grand totals, hopefully if everything grows like it's supposed to, there should be 234 onions, just like the red onions, the Spanish onions, and the white onions. And then we've got those 8 multiplier onions, but I'm not sure how those are gonna, if they're gonna just be a big bunch of onions. I'm not sure how those are gonna turn out, so I might end up with more than 8 in the end of it. And then we have 44 garlic cloves. Hopefully that will all take and grow into beautiful garlic, and we will have onions and garlic for sure for the winter. So that is my count for my onions. We're trying to burn this stump out of here. Okay, so I decided I'm gonna wait and get the tiller and extend the garden before I plant my onions and all that in there. Hopefully within the next couple days. By the weekend, hopefully we'll have the tiller. So now I'm just gonna go make myself some peanut butter toast. I got some milk and I'm gonna just go relax for a little bit, and then I'm gonna start on supper and get the kitchen all cleaned up and the dishes done and all that stuff. So it looks like it's gonna rain. I don't know how much more yard work we're gonna get done, but so I'm gonna go have my toast and I'll be back. I am just making some stir-fried rice for supper. Well, I just got some chicken and onions in there. And then I have like spinach powder, a little bit of spinach. Oh, and there's mushrooms. Spinach powders. These are my dehydrated mushrooms. My dehydrated spinach powder and some celery powder that I dehydrated as well. And some soy sauce. And then whatever I had, the leftover chicken, I just threw it right in a pot. Added some onions. I'm going to add some spices in a little bit and just make a little broth out of that and shove that in the freezer so that the chicken bones don't get wasted. And it's almost time to go get my son at school. So this is what we're having for supper tonight. Fried rice. I could have put an egg in there, I suppose. Maybe I'll crack an egg. Scramble an egg up in there. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Alright, I'll be back. He's gonna eat the blueberries, if anything. That's exactly what he's doing.
Oh, what are you looking at, Misty? Oh, could it be the squirrel? Could it be the squirrel? What are you doing? What are you doing? Huh? What you doing? What are you doing, you? Oh, I just wish I could pet you through the screen. Oh, he's so cute.